Hey y'all, how you doing? Happy Monday. Good afternoon. Hope you are doing well this afternoon. Can I say go birds? That's just all I wanted to say was go birds. Yes. So, listen y'all. I wanted to talk about something. This has been on my mind for a minute. And I actually talked to somebody about it because I wanted to understand it more. And I'm not really saying that the person I talked to could be right about it. I don't know, because we don't know what goes on really in the afterlife. All we know, we was told is a heaven, is a hell, and some of us are going to one of them, right? Okay, so what was on my mind was, we know that, we have people that are married several times, get divorced, go back, marry somebody else, stuff like that. And that been on my mind. And so I went to this person to ask them to maybe they can help me out understanding more, because like I said, I don't know. Like, I am very much a believer of God and I want to go to heaven, but there's a lot of other stuff that I don't understand. And I mean, like, God's still working with me, and I'm sure a lot of us is like that, right? But this is something that I wanted to know, because there's a lot going on. You have people getting married, getting divorced, go marry somebody else. Now, I have always heard it that when you marry someone, let's say you and somebody get married and you are their first one that they're ever marrying. When you go stand before God and you are saying that you're going to marry this person, do death do us part. That means that you're going to be with this person. You should be with this person until this person depart this earth, right? Whether it's the man or the woman. Is not supposed to be no they made divorce. Okay, they made divorce, so divorce is out here. So people are using it and they are getting married to other people. But from my understanding, it was supposed to be that when you marry someone, you are with them till death do this part. Until you become a widow, you are not supposed to marry anybody else until you become a widow, man or woman, right? But we see that's not happening. And that's what I wanted to understand more of, because, they made divorce. So since they made divorce, people are going to use it and they're going to go to somebody else. If that's what they want to do, marry again. So that was kind of like on my mind, because I'm like, and then I was told that when you marry, even though it's divorce, and you go marry somebody else, you still basically committed, you're sinning. I was told that you are sinning because you stood before God and said you're going to be with this person till death do us part. But y'all broke up, you went and married somebody else, so you did not keep your word to God by saying that you're going to stay with this person for the rest of their life. You divorced, you married somebody else. So I was told that that person who did that, that you broke up, married somebody, you sinned. That was a sin, right? That's what I was told. And me, because I didn't understand it, I wanted to know. So then what I wanted to know was, when you know people who've been married 3, 4, 5 times, right? And the very first person that they marry, right? What happens when we die? And if we go to heaven, some of them may go to hell, who knows? But if you've been married 4 or 5 times, when you die, who excuse me, I don't mean to laugh, y'all, but who your spirit going to? The first wife, the second wife, or the third husband? You know what I'm saying? Because it's men and women that's been married several times. But who do you go to? Your first husband and your first wife? And then you got 2 or 3 other ones that you done married. Would they just spirit just floating around? I mean, I had the lady laughing when and we both was laughing on the phone, because I was like, it just did something to me. I was like trying to figure out what happens. What happens do you go back to the original one, the first one that you originally married? And then what happens to the second and the third and the fourth person that you married? Where do they stand? Are they just standing around looking, or they just now they in heaven going around meeting other people? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jesus, but it's just something that was on my mind. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm probably the only one to come out here and say it. But I know I'm not the only one who thought this. Like where does all these other husband and wives spirits at? If they made it to heaven, where they going now? They watching you go back to the first one, if that's who you originally supposed to go back to? Or we just all up there now just meeting all over again? Like, it doesn't even matter that we were married down here on earth. Like, it's just, yeah, that kind of, wow. That kind of like made me, I was like, well, I'm glad that my mom and daddy was married just one time. So I hope they up in heaven together, even though they were separated, but they was not divorced. So I'm hoping they made it back together. But this is just something that was on my mind, like for people who've been married more than one time. When we pass and go to our afterlife, heaven, or wherever who do you go to when you got 2 and 3 other wives? Because I feel like if you marry somebody, if you marry someone the first time, husband, man and woman, when you was your first marriage, and the man may die or something like that first, or the woman, don't matter, but you go get married again, are you really married to that person? Because they say you ain't supposed to marry nobody until that person, you're a widow or whatever. So, and that's the first person your husband or wife is always supposed to be your first. That's what they say. So for people who go ahead and get married and their first husband or wife is still alive, are you really married to them? Or you're not really, it's not official, even though you done got a divorce, but it's not really official until that person dies. So once that person dies, then whoever you were married with, then now y'all are really married now. It's official? I don't know. I mean, oh my gosh. It's just, I don't know. People, that's just something to think about. But I am Trudy. And this was just on my mind, y'all. And I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one, like I said. But child. Well, happy Monday. Go Eagles. I am so happy. And it is windy as heck out here, y'all. Leaves is everywhere. They are flying everywhere. And it's windy. It's chilly. Oh my gosh. But yeah, y'all have a great day. Enjoy your Monday. And I hope y'all have a blessed week. And I am out. Think about what I said, y'all. Think about what I said. Now, at least some of my comments open on certain platforms, but some of them I don't. But feel free to drop something if you think something, or if you want to tell me something that I might not know. Feel free to drop it. Just respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out. Have a great day, y'all.